Hey there guys, hope you are all watching from the safety of your homes and practicing like self-isolating and social distancing and all that, because the longer y'all don't do that, the longer we're gonna have to. Unless of course, like myself, you've been deemed essential and are just working every goddamn day of your life, which is why I haven't been doing anything. I've had literally like shelves on shelves on shelves of things that I had collected and like brought to my home to review and try, and it just, nope, no time. I'm working all the time. But today I want to talk about Nobleton House Distilling and their line of rums, Duckett. I've also heard people call it Duckett. Pretty sure it's Duckett. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. I've had a lot of difficulty finding a lot of information on their product, probably because of the fact they've only been on the market since like mid to late 2018. So super, super, super new. But the reason I want to talk about it is because even as a very small and new startup, they are pledging 100% of their net profits to the local service industry that are buying their products. Now, I think this is really cool because from what I understand, and like I said, it's been difficult to get accurate information on this, but the gentleman that runs Nobleton House Distilling got his start in the service industry, and because times right now are so uncertain for the service industry, that's why he's decided, I'm going to give back to my community. He's tracking his sales through his distributor, so if you're in Kansas City buying his product, or you're in St. Joe buying his product, wherever his product is selling, that is where he's going to send his profits. This dude's got a crazy fun backstory. I mean, he, from what I understand, went and lived in Barbados for 2 years apprenticing with the guys at Foursquare. Now, if you're not familiar with Foursquare, kind of like Kirk and Sweeney, are rums that are really for bourbon drinkers. I don't think that most people who just drink rum to drink rum probably like those rums, but I, a bourbon drinker who doesn't really care for rum, I love their rums. Their rums are so good. So I'm super excited to try his stuff. And of course, because of what he's doing, I went out and I bought all 4 of his products that I am currently carrying. Also, retailers who are aware of what he has pledged are almost exclusively selling his products either at or just above cost, just to make sure that we keep his product moving so that we can help him in his efforts to support the service industry. So if you're looking to try something new, you don't want to spend a ton of money, and you want to help a good cause, why not? So I've got the Duckett, the silver rum. They call it the blue rum. I've got his golden rum. I've got his golden rum 103. And the one I'm most excited to try is his orange Curaçao, just because I've read about his process. It's very, very traditional. So super excited to try that one. They are basically a small operation that their philosophy is cane to glass. So they only use sugar cane grown locally, and then everything from fermentation to distillation to bottling is all done in-house and by hand. So very, very small batch, very cool. I'm super excited to try these. I'm probably the least excited to try the blue rum, just because it's a silver rum, and I don't think I've ever tried a silver rum that was like mind-blowing. But here we go. All right, so first up, we've got the silver rum, their blue rum. All of their rums are pretty high proof. I believe this one, yeah, 100 proof. The golden rum is also 100 proof, and then the 103 is 103 proof, and I believe that his Curaçao is 80 proof, which is pretty standard for an orange liqueur. So that is to be expected, but these are relatively high. So I'm interested to see what kind of nose and flavor we get from these guys. Interesting. This one's unaged, but there is something in it that almost smells oaky in a way, which makes absolutely no sense. So I just assume that we're not going to get that in the flavor, and maybe I'm just tricking myself. It is a really interesting silver rum. In a way, it's almost like delicately floral, which is not a thing that I would have expected at all. There's definitely some heat there in the finish. It's surprising though, like you don't really get a lot of ethanol in the nose, but it comes through like at the very end, but it lingers. And it's still lingering. And it's been like half a minute and it's still there. It has kind of like a citrus quality to it. But you definitely can tell that it's like actual cane sugar. Like you can taste the cane sugar. It's predominant. That is the predominant flavor. So I could definitely see myself making like mojitos and daiquiris and all of your like traditional like white rum cocktails. Like this is definitely a base that is going to be better than, you know, your standard white rums of the world like Bacardi or Captain. This definitely does have some character to it, but again, it's a silver rum. I'm not super blown away. What I'm really excited to try are these ones that have been aged, because I did read through some of their flavor profiles and they're saying all the right words. So I'm excited to try these ones. All right, now we're moving on to the golden rum. This one's 100 proof. Both of these ones, the golden and the 103, and I think even the blue, are all non-chill filtered. This one is aged in French oak. And on the nose, I'm getting this like praline raisin, and of course the ever predominant cane sugar. Wow, that is interesting. Okay, hold on a minute, because this is an evolving one. This one does a thing. This one starts out a way and then goes to a completely different direction and then finishes completely different. Y'all gonna give me a minute. Okay, I've composed myself. So in the front, it has this kind of like fruity quality. Like I'm getting cherries, I'm getting dates, I'm getting raisins, but then it almost immediately, that just like evaporates. It goes away and then it turns into this like toasted pecan praline and something like a toffee, but not like traditional toffee, because there's almost that fruit kind of like comes back in on the back end. It's like, hey, remember me where I was there and then I went away? Well, I'm back now. But it kind of marries into this like toffee flavor, which is really nice and really pleasant. I would probably do absolutely nothing to this. I would probably never ever try to put this in a cocktail, even though I think that there are definitely applications for that. I feel like I would just drink this, just like this, exactly like this, every time. So now we're gonna move on to the Golden Rum 103. So this is 103 proof, so just slightly higher than the regular Golden Rum. This one is a pot still and also non-chill filter, just like the others. And then this one's aged in French and New American oak. So again, that's a very bourbon thing to do. So let's just see what's going on here. Just like with the other two, like cane sugar off the bat. And I don't know if you all know the difference between like the way different sugars smell, but cane sugar has like a very, very distinct scent, and it's prevalent in all of these so far. There's something floral there that I can't quite put my finger on. Like honeysuckle. Daffodils maybe, which I know sounds weird. Weird. Those are not the flavors that I was expecting to get. So this one has like almost a bitter orange peel in the front, and then it's got like a pepperiness to it, like a pink peppercorn, but it also finishes like really buttery. There's like a peanut brittle thing in the finish, and the heat on this lingers and lingers and lingers for days. For days. And it's not like a bad thing at all. It's not like a hot kind of heat. It's just warm. In fact, it's kind of pleasant, and I kind of enjoy it. I'm not even mad. So this is the one that I'm the most excited for, because this guy's making an orange Curacao in the traditional fashion. So the fun thing about orange Curacao is that no one seems to know when it started. Who made the first one? How did they do it? Nobody knows. There's one distillery, Bowls, that claims that they were the first one, but no one has any substantial proof. So the fun thing about like traditional orange Curacao is that it is made primarily with this fruit from that island called Laraha, don't know. Anyway, this fruit's fucking useless, okay? The fruit itself is inedible. It's so bitter that you literally can't do anything with it. It's just trash fruit. But at some point, someone realized that if you extracted the oils from the peels, it was incredibly aromatic and it was very delicious. And so orange Curacao was born. And it's made with like lots of traditional spices. I'm excited to try this one because they are also using that useless fucking fruit. Oh my, it smells very delicious. For those of you who don't know, because I've had a lot of questions about this, orange Curacao, people are like, oh, what would you even do with it? First of all, put it on an ice cube and drink it. It's just drink it by itself, it's fine. But it's also a component in a lot of different cocktails, like so many cocktails I couldn't even begin to explain to you. Just like use your Google machines, do yourself some research. You can do a lot of stuff with orange Curacao, but honestly, I would literally just put it on one giant ice cube after dinner and drink it like dessert. Okay. I have a lot of feelings about this. I have a lot of feelings about this. Man, there is a smoky quality to this that in a way makes me think that like all I want to do with this is make margaritas, because with just a regular tequila, this would bring like a mezcal quality to the party without a mezcal price, because mezcals are expensive. It definitely has that bitterness from that orange peel, but it is so incredibly aromatic. It is so intense. The orange here is just so bright and fresh, and the spices, they're all there and they're blended amazingly well. It's so well balanced. It is delicious. I don't want you to do anything to this. I don't want you to really put this in a cocktail, because I want you to appreciate this. I want you to just put it on one giant fucking ice cube and drink it, because it is so good. I can't even tell you. Plus, when you're thinking about orange liqueurs in general, like their price range, they're pretty expensive for like a good one. People try to tell me all the time, like, oh, I'll just get triple sec. I'm like, no, that is not an orange liqueur. Stop it. You're doing an illegal. And normally you would probably, if retailers were charging full price for this right now, you'd probably pay about $32-ish for this particular bottle, which is still cheaper than like Cointreau or Grand Marnier. But because of the fact that all of us are like moved by his pledge to donate his profit, most of us are not selling at a profit. So right now, all his stuff, you can pretty much get it where you would normally pay, you know, anywhere from $27 to $35 a bottle for most of these bottles. You're going to pay significantly less than that. So it's definitely the time to try it. And like, oh, like, even when this is full price, this will be the orange Curaçao that I'm buying for my cabinet. So, final thoughts. I'm very impressed with this. I'm particularly impressed with this because of the fact that this is a very, very, very new distillery. Knowing that there was an apprenticeship with Foursquare, I went in with pretty high expectations because Foursquare, there are some of the only rums that I legitimately enjoy, that I legitimately would like reach for and want to drink. I don't drink a lot of rums. The silver rum, the blue rum, obviously, like I still am not ever going to say that I've had a white rum knock my socks off, but if I had to say, is there one that was maybe the best? It might be this one. This might be the best silver rum I've ever had. And these rums right here, they are rums that drink like rums for bourbon drinkers. They have a lot of the same flavor profiles that you expect in a bourbon. And for me, that tempers out a lot of the sweetness, which is a big part of why I don't like rums all that much, is because of the fact that it is just fermented cane sugar. They are very sweet. These ones, yes, they're sweet, but there's complexity there. There's character there. There's something to round it out and give me more reason to want to drink it. And this orange Curaçao just about changed my life. So I am here for it. I think they are delicious, and like, props to him for supporting the community. So if during your quarantine, you're like, man, I want to branch out of like what I normally drink, and you also want to support a good cause, and this is something that's available in your area, I would definitely recommend it. These are sipping rums for sure, maybe with the exception of this one. This is one that I would not be upset about mixing into a cocktail, and the cocktail applications for this one are absolutely endless, absolutely endless. So find yourself a retailer who's aware of what they have and aware of what Nobleton House Distilling is doing and is selling it for a competitive price. Pick up a bottle, experiment, try it. You're probably going to love it if you even listened to any of the words that I said and identified even a little bit. And you're going to find something new and something local and something that is noteworthy and good for our community. So for myself, I would say 10/10 recommend.